23 years old. You're a Grey Cup champion. Just gonna hang up the cleats now?
Definitely not. It's time for the encore, I think.
I love that. In such a short amount of time, you've accomplished so much in the CFL. I mean, we all know your family's history at this point, but the fact that you played in the big game and you had the play at the end of the game that really solidified it, I mean, what did that moment mean to you, and have you had time to reflect on it?
Definitely try to reflect, just like hearing from the older guys, like soak it in as much as you can, just because those moments might feel like they're gonna last forever, but they don't ultimately. So that's been the biggest thing, soaking it in, but also trying to move past it and think about how we're gonna move on from this and what's next. So that's been on my mind for sure too. But yeah, ultimately soaking it in, because my dad won it. Hopefully my brother's gonna win it. And I didn't know we were the first father-son duo to ever win. So Jalen, I don't think there'll ever be a father and two sons to win. So if you can do that.
I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on Jalen at this point.
Definitely, and he feels the pressure too. He knows what needs to be done, and I can't wait. He's so excited.
Are you currently riding in the front seat because you won the Grey Cup?
I would have to say that, yeah. That's the first time I've said it out loud, but I would say so, yeah. And he feels that. I mean, he was drafted first, so he was put in the front seat at the start, even though I felt like I should have been drafted first. But ultimately, yeah, it's just another chip for him to move past me now.
How do you balance that? Because you guys play on opposite teams. So there has to be a level of competitiveness, but at the same time, support for one another.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, being our first time playing on different teams, the support's always there. The competitiveness also just comes with not even us, like other people. You know, I hear his coaches are like, oh, we should have drafted the other guy. Like, just little things like that, you know, just to get on him and, you know, motivate him as well. But I'm definitely there for support. You know, I would love to see him win a Grey Cup. And, you know, it's in BC next year. And, you know, Calgary, Montreal in the home, you know, it could be nothing better than that.
Who would your parents root for if you guys won the Grey Cup? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. They would probably have to say him because I have one, but if they want to jump on my side, for sure, because I'm not going to let them have it.
Do you think your mom would have that like half and half jersey?
Yeah, definitely. My dad's got the shirt split, but I think she'll get the jersey done for sure.
You won a Vanier Cup as well. How did your experience winning a Vanier Cup compare to your experience winning a Grey Cup?
The Vanier Cup, it was cool, but a Grey Cup, I don't think there's anything like that. You know, just watching my dad, seeing his Grey Cup ring as a young kid, you know, me and my brother tackling each other in the house, pretending to be CFL players and stuff, you know, that was just a lifelong dream for us. And for me to do that in my second year, and, you know, it was my dad's second year when he won, so, like, the pieces just fitting together is just like fate almost. So I definitely would say the Grey Cup, but take nothing away from the Vanier Cup. That was awesome.
I feel like we give a ton of attention, and rightly so, to your dad, Corey, and what he did in his CFL career. But there was a moment when you won the Grey Cup. You were with your mom. What does she mean to your career and her support?
Yeah, so much, you know. Mom's always, you know, behind the scenes, of course, got Philpot in my last name, and dad obviously played in the league. But yeah, my mom drove me to every practice, you know, when my dad couldn't do it. She drove me to other sports other than football, you know. She always pushed me to adventure outside of football, but it ultimately took me home, but she just always pushed us, you know, even in the academic side and staying humble, you know, I owe that to her. And like all the interviews, you know, it's always gonna be, how did your dad guide you to it? But my mom knows that she's the real one behind the scenes, and she's a huge supporter.
What was it like sharing that moment when you reached the pinnacle in Canada?
Awesome. The tears didn't start till I saw her tears, and that was just her just being so proud of me, and, you know, being able to talk to her. And she knows that that's a dream that I've had since being a little kid, and she's heard and she's seen all the work that I put in. So just to have her and the whole family there at that pinnacle is, I don't think I'll ever have an accomplishment like that again.
Let's talk about the Montreal Alouettes. So last season, and look, I'll be the first one to admit it, we're watching you guys on the panel and thinking, you know, this is a decent team, and I think when you guys were at 500, we're like, okay, you never know what's gonna happen in the postseason, but it was very hard to take away what the Toronto Argonauts did. I feel like the Alouettes use that as motivation, and rightly so, who wouldn't? But then something flipped in your season, and that team gained so much momentum at the right times defensively. My goodness, I mean, you had a front row seat to that. In your opinion, what was the moment that you knew that this team just took another step and it could be special?
It's kind of cliche to say, but when Darnell Sankey said after that big loss to Toronto, this team's not going to lose another game, like, we're going to go to the Grey Cup and win. And at first, it was kind of like, Sankey, why'd you say that? Like, you put more pressure on us, but, like, everyone kind of bought in, you know? Like, and then just the pieces started filing in, like 1 week, 2 weeks, and then next thing you know, we're on a 5-game winning streak, and they keep bringing up Sankey saying that, and we're really like, we are what we were supposed to be. So going into that Toronto game, we were motivated, you know. It was one game at a time, don't overlook it, but just know that we're coming. And like you said about the defense, man, they had a front row seat, you know, Marc Ducroix, man, he is special, and those guys on defense just held it down and, you know, got us there.
So I think look, we listened to every single post-game clip, and even especially Cody, and I think Cody mentions it the most. And again, if you had to use it as motivation, we get it. But you were the team that no one believed in.
Yep.
Now we are the people who believe in this team. So how do you flip that? How do you go from being an underdog and no one believing in you to thinking, oh no, this team could actually repeat?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely you're gonna have to find some new motivation. For me personally, in this offseason, it's been about defending the Grey Cup. It's now proving to the rest of the league why we won last year and how we're gonna defend that. So personally, it's been an awesome, motivated offseason for me. I'm ready to show that catch isn't the pinnacle of Tyson Philpot. You know, I got plenty more to go, and just can't wait to keep going.
You're only 23 years old, but you just mentioned the leadership aspect. From the time you came into the CFL to now, and even being a Grey Cup champion, how much of that leadership role would you see yourself taking on?
Definitely. I think I could take a big role. I'm put in the media just being Canadian and just having a good impact. So definitely guys look up to me, and I like to speak with my play. So I think guys will respect that and see that I'm not the big talker, but I'm going to give you my all.
Let's talk about the Canadian aspect for a minute. And I think we love focusing on Canadian success stories.
Yeah.
But what does that mean to you to represent in this league?
I pride myself in that I played Canadian high school, I played community college in Canada, and then ultimately made the decision to play college in Canada as well and win a championship. So just showing the other Canadians that you don't have to go D1 to make it to the league and, you know, be a focal point in the CFL. It's just trusting it in yourself and the Canadian game, and I love that example of more guys coming out of the league, and I think you see it more and more Canadians having an impact right away. I'm just glad I can be a focal point and a leader of that.
Congratulations on the Grey Cup. Good luck this season.
Thank you so much.